Hey guys, this is Cardinal Bird 5, and today I actually have a live series player review for you. We're going to be talking about Nolan Arenado. So I finally got a chance to use this card in Diamond Dynasty. I've used the Rockies a few times in online rated as well, so I feel like I have a pretty good feel for this card now, and I feel like now is a good time to review it. Here is a quick look at his attributes. First of all, if we're on the market here, right now he is 65k for sale now, 73 for buy now, so he's in that range. He actually costs more than Donaldson and Machado. I haven't got a chance to use either one of these yet, but moving on to Arenado's attributes, he hits lefties better than righties, 79 vision, 95 fielding, 75 arm strength, 71 reaction, 47 speed. So Arenado basically, he hits righties pretty decent, and he actually usually always has an inside edge advantage. So actually, like right now, he has 80 contact versus righties and 95 power, which is really good. Against lefties, though, he crushes. He's 87, 97 today. Of course, 80, 90 usually. So he hits lefties like amazing. So if you're looking for that type of card, this is definitely a good one to have. And he hits righties, pretty darn good too. But the one thing about this card I don't like and I don't agree with is I feel like he needs an upgrade with his arm strength and his reaction. I feel like his reaction should at least be 80, and his arm strength should be like 85 to 90. I feel like if they did that, his attributes, you compile the attributes together, he could go up even higher. But I don't know. I have a feeling they want to keep all these guys at 96. I don't know, but I feel like that is one downside, and I'll talk about that later on. And I started using this card. I don't have honestly that many highlights. To be honest, I didn't do all that great with Arenado. Not sure why. If you look at his hot zones against lefties, is really weird. He has some cold zones inside, and against righties, he actually has more hot zones. But against lefties, I mean, he does hit them really well. But the problem with that is you're mainly going to see right-handed pitching. So we'll talk more about that. What we're going to do next is we're going to do some batting practice, even some fielding practice. Give you guys a few pointers and tips, and I'm going to talk more about the card. So I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, we are back. We are in batting practice of Arenado. Before we get into the tips, I want to talk about Arenado a little bit and how I feel about him compared to other third basemen. So we all know there's a lot of good third basemen out there. Machado, Donaldson, of course you can get the Beltre and Conquest. You still have George Brett, Mike Schmidt's still out there if you guys have him. The A-Rod if you do the AL collection. I personally prefer Beltre over Arenado. We're talking about just hitting. We'll talk about fielding a little bit after this. Mainly due to the fact Beltre just hits righties better. You're going to be facing mainly right-handed pitchers. In the game, 2/3 of the pitchers are right-handed. So I feel like that's more beneficial. However, with Arenado's consistent inside edge upgrades, he's usually still pretty dang good against right-handed pitching as well. Let's restart this. Yeah, but for whatever reason, I feel like I just hit better with Beltre, the righty on righty. Every now and then, it is nice having a guy that can hit lefties, sandwich him between two left-handed hitters and just have that security blanket to hit lefties. So I'm not really going to focus too many tips on hitting lefties, but mainly more righties. But yeah, I feel like Beltre has power to all fields and he just hits righties better, and that's one reason I prefer that card. I feel like with Beltre, he is a little bit weaker hitting lefties. I think he's in the 70s, but I still feel like you see the ball so well. You can even power swing with Beltre and still hit lefties pretty decent. But I just feel like Beltre's ability to turn on inside pitches more consistently and hit the all field more consistent for power. To me, I like him a little bit better than Arenado, but there's other reasons too. I prefer Beltre a little bit. But let's talk about some tips here with Arenado. So yeah, I have a few different tips for you guys. Alright, so first, you don't want to focus too much on hitting opposite field with him. He can do it, but I found in a game, well actually in a game I haven't hit honestly too well with Arenado, but I've done some practice with him and I found a few tips where I started to generate a little bit more consistent power. And I have two approaches here. One approach is to look fat, look for fat pitches middle, only look for, pitches in the middle. Look for mistakes, if they're low here, high there, down the middle, that's where you want to look to drive. Try to hit those, or middle in, put your PCI all the way inside like that. And I'm actually going to show you guys on my analog what I do with my PCI. Two different things here. So let me show you guys that real quick, and then we'll finish up these tips here. Alright guys, so let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. Alright, let's get to this. Alright, so two different things here. Alright, now pay attention to both. When I'm looking for pitches middle in here and I'm holding my PCI all the way over, this is what I'm doing with my thumb. I'm pretty much just conceding the fact I'm not looking for anything else and I'm holding it all the way over. So I can't really react, like that or over there very well. I'm pretty much just looking middle in. But when I'm doing that, I get really good range of motion. Look how easy that is. I get really good range of motion on the whole inside part of the plate. And when I'm doing that, I'm looking to pull the pitch and get my PCI inside the pitch as far as possible to generate some power. Now that's one approach. Look middle in, take away that fastball. The other approach I have, especially when you're looking for something fat, instead of having your thumb how I had it all the way over like that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna place it more in the center. Alright, and you're gonna look for pitches that are just fat, and you're only gonna worry about moving it up and down. That's the only range of motion you want. You don't want to worry about moving it, getting your thumb more over top of the whole entire analog and then just moving over there and keeping it over there. You want to get your the fat part of your thumb on top of the analog so you can have a little more precision there. And you don't want to worry about moving it horizontal. You're only focusing on vertical placement here. So you want to look for something fat, just like that. Alright? So I wish I could show you guys and hit at the same time, but I'm just trying to more focus on the placement of my thumb here on the analog. But that's what I do. There's other things you can do, but that's what I do with the PCI. And we'll get back to some game footage and show you guys how this actually looks when I'm hitting. Alright, so I just want to show you guys what I was talking about there. So for this instance, we're just looking middle. We're only worrying about, verticality of the PCI, and we just want to focus on mistakes. I always tell people this, yeah, you should be able to hit the ball, and the best players can do that. They can hit the ball wherever it's pitched. But, what separates some of the best players, from the good players, is picking pitches you want to drive, picking the pitches that you can drive the best. And I feel like you're kind of hurting yourself if you're chasing pitches away, down and away. Yeah, good players can hit them, but you want to focus on fat pitches or pitches middle in that you can drive. So, and here's where I hold my PCI all the way in like that. It's just, I'm telling you guys, you get just a nice range of motion, and it's super easy to react to. On here, we get a pitch away. And when I get pitches away like that, and you guys saw in the my webcam there when I was showing you guys my PCI, my thumb placement with PCI, I kind of do the same thing when I'm looking middle away too. I get it more on top and try to get on top of the pitch a little bit more and be late. But yeah, guys, those are my two tips on hitting. You want to try to pull the pitches as much as possible there. Here we're gonna get something middle in and we drive it. So next, guys, I do want to talk about fielding really quick. I'm not gonna really give any tips for fielding. Well, I guess maybe a few recommendations. Again, Arenado's arm strength, in my opinion, does not do him justice. For whatever reason, I mean, he just kind of lollygags the throws. So keep that in mind when doing some shifts. You might want to play. You don't really want to guard lines with him or play him back farther. Here's the arm strength right there. I mean, it's decent. It gets the job done. But I think Beltre is a much better defender due to Arenado's arm strength and reaction. His reaction is actually not that good either. So keep that in mind. I believe Beltre and Machado are still better defensively, even though I think Arenado has better fielding. Reaction, in my opinion, is much more important at third base, probably than any other position. So, just keep that in mind. I don't know. I mean, if you like the guard lines or something, you might hurt yourself a little bit because I don't think Arenado will have that arm strength. Yeah, I've noticed a few times Arenado's given up really cheap hits just because he lollygags the throw over there. And that's just kind of one downside of this card. Hopefully they do upgrade it. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. Let me know if you guys learned a thing or two. Overall, Arenado's a great card. I really like him. I just feel like San Diego Studios kind of gave him the shaft, especially, not hitting, but defensively, I feel like they did. Hope these tips helped, guys. This is Cardinal Bird 5, signing out. Peace.